The Constitution Court is due to rule on the legality of two executive decrees tomorrow, one on management of 1.14 trillion baht in debt by the central bank and the other on the 350 billion baht in finance sought for flood control projects. The two decrees are part of a four-decree package aimed at preventing a repeat of last year's flood disaster. The four decrees were based on concept by respected economist Weeraphong Ramangul. Deputy Prime Minister Kittiratna Ratnong translated the idea into decree provisions. From the government's point of view, the decrees were deemed necessary because work must be implemented before the arrival of seasonal floods. The legislative process was not an option due to time constraints. On top of flood control plans, Weeraphong took an extra step to try and manipulate the cap on public debt in order to ensure fiscal room to finance such major projects. It is the extra step that has triggered the government's legal wrangling. Weeraphong is trying to manipulate state accounting by the transfer of 1.14 trillion baht in debt from the government to the Bank of Thailand. The debt was incurred by the Central Bank's Financial Institutions Development Fund during the 1997 crisis. Without the debt transfer, the government has almost no room for fiscal measures to improve the economic infrastructure because public debt is hovering at almost 10% of the annual budget. The limit is 16%. Democrat MP Gorn Chatikawanit spearheaded opposition to the debt transfer and flood control financial package. He said the government rushed to outline borrowing plans even before flood control projects got off to a drawing board. The gist of tomorrow's decision will boil down to the fiscal discipline in connection with the 1.14 trillion baht debt transfer. Although the government is trying to link the fiscal issue to flood control, Gorn has made a convincing argument that the issue is not urgent enough to justify use of a decree. If the High Court concurs with Gorn's argument, the government will be obliged to sponsor and enact legislation in lieu of a decree for debt management. But legislative debate over this is expected to be a worry for two reasons. One, the issue of fiscal discipline is sensitive, and bankers are strongly opposed to the central bank having to shoulder such a huge amount of public debt. Awut Pananont, The Nation Analysis for ASEAN TV.